Audio Jungle.
They announced they were stepping back from the royal family last year, and moved across the Atlantic in a bid to do things their way. But as of late, things don't seem to be going well for Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Last week, former GMB presenter Piers Morgan was cleared by Ofcom after Meghan complained over his comments about not believing her claims during the infamous interview with Oprah Winfrey. During the interview, she accused an unnamed royal of being racist and said her cries for mental health help went unanswered. Meghan, who hinted to Oprah that she had been silenced by the royals and also defended her right to speak freely against her in-laws, received a huge backlash and was branded a hypocrite, with Piers gloating, "A resounding victory for free speech and a resounding defeat for Princess Pinocchios." Harry faced criticism last week too. Speaking to the crowd at the GQ Awards via video link, he called out the media and social media users for spreading misinformation about COVID vaccines. Meanwhile, his brother Prince William earned praise by stepping in to help an Afghan officer he knew from Sandhurst get himself and his family to safety. Critics were quick to point out that Harry, who served in the military for 10 years and spent time in Afghanistan, had simply issued a joint statement with his wife to say they were speechless over the crisis. One commenter wrote, "William actually helping a cadet he met at Sandhurst get out of Afghanistan. Harry in black tie lecturing Brits about vaccination sharing and still whinging about the press." Last year, Harry and Meghan's biography Finding Freedom detailed how the pair had felt liberated after moving to the States and leaving royalty behind them, while new chapters released last month told how they considered naming the royal racist. But as their popularity seems to dwindle, and their ambitions to do good have seemingly backfired, royal biographer Duncan Larcombe says recent events show the couple are now more constrained than ever in their new life. Duncan says, "If freedom is being able to say what you want, when you want, to whoever you choose to speak to, then Harry has found a degree of freedom. But if freedom is having goodwill behind you to live in peace, being able to live life as you want it or being at peace with the people you've rode with, then freedom has not been achieved. It's backfired." Harry and Meghan seem to have totally isolated themselves. They're more trapped than ever in this new life they've created. As royals, the couple had the luxury of financial security but with stringent work schedules. Stepping away has allowed them to pick and choose work projects, and as a result, Harry and Meghan have signed multi-million-pound deals with Netflix, Spotify and Apple TV. They've also made money from speaking out against the royals, with Harry's deal with Penguin Random House to write a tell-all memoir, due to be released next year and anticipated to make more bombshell claims against his family, thought to earn them £29 million. But Duncan says, with these deals, there's tremendous pressure on Harry and Meghan to deliver and make a success of their life in America. They've caused such an uproar, for both the royal family and in the media, that they don't really have the option of failing. It would be the ultimate humiliation. If Netflix aren't happy and the production doesn't get the audiences that they're expecting, they won't give them another contract. They've entered a commercial world and it's cutthroat. Meghan's fractured relationship with her family is well known, with her father Thomas Markle Sr. claiming the pair haven't spoken since before her wedding to Harry in 2018. And following the Oprah interview, Harry is reportedly barely on speaking terms with his brother or father Prince Charles. Duncan says, Harry's spectacular fallout with his family has been heartbreaking to watch. He clearly has a lot of anger and bitterness that has built up over the years from his time in the royal family. He's going through therapy, but the best way to heal is to make amends with loved ones. All he seems to have done is to damage his relationship with his family, and the book he is coming out next year certainly risks him being cut off for good, so I don't think he'll be able to feel free and at peace if that happens. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle now have their own voices and are able to speak about their experiences with the royal family how they want in the future. Royal author Omid Scobie has claimed that it is no longer the task of others to write about Prince Harry and Meghan, as the couple are able to speak and write about their own experiences now that they are no longer working members of the royal family. His comments come after the Duke of Sussex has announced his upcoming memoir, which Scobie says will offer a deeper insight into his childhood and life as a member of the British monarchy. Royal correspondent Omid Scobie told the podcast Royally Obsessed, "What's so nice about this update is that it draws a line under what was a really important story to tell. I think one of the biggest things that has changed since the original Finding Freedom came out, is that Harry and Meghan have their own voices now. They can tell their stories as and when they want, how they want." As we've heard, Prince Harry plans to release his memoir next fall and I'm sure we'll get an even deeper insight into certain aspects of his life that only he knows. What was so important about writing Finding Freedom in the first place was being able to tell the stories of two individuals who at the time weren't able to tell their story. We've kind of reached the end of that road in a way. It's no longer the responsibility and the task of others to try and right the record. Omid Scobie has recently re-released his best-selling book Finding Freedom, which is an unofficial biography of the Sussexes' courtship, marriage and eventual departure from the royal family. First released last August, the updated edition includes details of their interview with Oprah Winfrey and Prince Philip's funeral. Whilst it has been suggested that friends of the couple collaborated with the author, Prince Harry and Meghan have distanced themselves from the book and have stressed that they had no involvement in its contents. Prince Harry is due to publish his own memoir in the autumn of 2022 through the publishers Penguin Random House. In a statement, the Duke said, "I'm writing this not as the prince I was born but as the man I have become. I've worn many hats over the years, both literally and figuratively, and my hope is that in telling my story, the highs and lows, the mistakes, the lessons learned, I can help show that no matter where we come from, we have more in common than we think. I'm deeply grateful for the opportunity to share what I've learned over the course of my life so far and excited for people to read a first-hand account of my life that's accurate and wholly truthful." The memoir promises to cover Prince Harry's childhood, his time in the military and as a senior royal, and his new life in California. Proceeds from the book sales will be distributed amongst the Duke's charities, with the memoir expected to be published next year. His memoir marks the second literary venture for the couple, after Meghan released her children's book The Bench in June. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle announced in January 2020 that they would be stepping down from their positions within the royal family. Since then, they have relocated to California, signed deals with streaming giants Netflix and Spotify, and have conducted interviews where they have spoken negatively of their experiences as senior royals.